Episode 35. What is skill obsolescence and skill inventory?
Hi everyone. The other day I was cleaning up my office, and as I was cleaning I found a couple of tape recorders, some voice recorders. I also saw an iPod of Apple company. I saw a Sony Walkman. There was an electronic typewriter, a manual typewriter. All these things were in my office, and there was a time when I cannot work without this. But now, I did not even realize that these were there lying somewhere in my office. This is called obsolescence. These objects have become obsolete. Obsolescence is the state of being which occurs when an object, service, or practice is no longer wanted, even though it may still be in good working condition. The word obsolete refers to something that is already disused or discarded or antiquated. Some mission become obsolete, some functions become obsolete, some technology become obsolete. Similarly, some skills will also become obsolete. A skill which was required very much at a point of time is not anymore valid, is not anymore relevant. That skill was paid for. We went after people who had that skill. For example, you take stenographers. Stenography is the ability to reduce words into some symbols and construct the word document. There was a time when we paid for these people, but today stenography is not required to the extent to which it was required once. In organizations, they do a practice called inventory taking. Every year, they list all those things which are in the factory and decide which is required, which is not required. We should also take an inventory of our skill. There are certain skills which are required today, which may become obsolete over a period of time. The ability to discard certain skills and acquire new skills which will be required in future is very, very important for career growth. In this episode, I'm going to give you an exercise. Take a piece of paper. In part 1, list all those skills that have brought you to your present position so far. Divide them into technical skills and human relation skill. For example, ability to read an engineering drawing is a technical skill. Leading others, motivating others are human relation skill. In this category, you should list minimum 5 technical skills and 5 human relation skill. Now part 2. From these 5 technical and human relation skill, list 2 things which will become obsolete over the next 5 years or which will become not so critical over the next 5 years' time. In fact, this will be more relevant in technical skills than in human relations skill. This will take you to part 3. List at least 5 technical and 5 human relations skill which will become very relevant, which you do not have at this point of time. To do this part of the exercise, you should understand your industry today and also what changes are likely to take place in that industry over the next 5 years' time. You need to understand that being fit today is different from getting ready for tomorrow. I want you to ask yourself 2 sets of questions. One question is, who am I today? What is my qualification and knowledge? What is my skill today? Where am I working? Which industry I am working? Which department am I working now? What's my specialization and functional area? Who are my competitors? Who are my customers? What am I producing today? What are the products and services my company is offering today? This is one set of questions. Now, the second set is very, very important. Visualize what changes are going to take place in your industry. Exactly 5 years from now, what knowledge and skill you will be requiring in order to remain competitive, which company you would like to work for, which industry you would like to work for, and in that what functional area you want to specialize over the next 5 years' time, who will be your competitors, who will be your customers, what experience will become more relevant, what skill will become obsolete, and what skill you need to acquire over the next 5 years' time. This will take you to part 3. You need to list your action plan or strategy to fill up the gap in terms of your knowledge and skill. Once you are very clear about it, then you need to benchmark your skill. Find out who is your benchmark, who is the legend, who is having the maximum skill in your line of business, in your line of functional specialization, and he becomes your benchmark. When you benchmark, let it be a global skill. Now, let me tell you the thumb rule for becoming world-class expert in any chosen field. It's called the theory of deliberate practice, which is the research thesis of Dr. Anders Ericsson of Texas University.
முறையில் தெளிவாய் கற்க நீ வா கல்வியோடு கலைகள் அனைத்தும் எளிதாய் கற்க நீ வா ABS விண்ணை கோட தன்னை தரும் ABS வெற்றி தரும் மார்க்கம் ABS சுற்றும் உலகின் உச்சம் காட்டும் ABS வித்யாலயா.
தரமான மெட்ரிக் பாடத்திட்டத்துடன் ABS வித்யாலயா திருவள்ளூர்.
Vidya